Real life begins after 60. For some people, 60 looks like an ending. But for those who have carried a family on their spine, buried their own dreams in silence, and turned hunger into education for their children, 60 is not the sunset. It is the first evening they finally get to sit in and call their own. Let us be ruthlessly honest. Many Indian parents do not live their first 60 years for themselves. They live for school fees, for house rent, for daughters' weddings, for sons' degrees, for hospital bills, for loans, for family honor, for relatives who talk too much and help too little. They wake up early, worry quietly, eat last, spend less, and age before their time. Their youth is not wasted in pleasure. It is sacrificed in duty. And then one day, the children settle. The noise reduces. The emergencies become fewer. The house becomes quieter. And suddenly a terrifying question appears. Now that everyone is standing, who am I? That question scares many people after 60, because they were never allowed to build a self separate from responsibility. They became provider, protector, problem solver, ATM, counselor, shock absorber, but not a person. That is why this age is powerful, because after 60, life can stop being performance and start becoming presence. Now you can read slowly, walk without rushing, pray without bargaining, travel without proving, speak without fear, rest without guilt, laugh without permission. This is the age when a man no longer needs to impress the world. This is the age when a woman no longer needs to apologize for existing beyond service. This is the age when dignity must replace exhaustion. Do not call yourself old just because your hair changed color. A tired body is not a finished soul. If your children are stable because you broke your back for decades, then hear this clearly. You are not a leftover life. You are not an expired chapter. You are the author who kept the whole book from collapsing. And now, after 60, you finally have the right to ask, what do I enjoy? What do I believe? What kind of peace do I want before I die? That is not selfishness. That is delayed humanity. Carl Jung reminds us that the afternoon of life must also have a significance of its own. In other words, the second half of life is not a shadow of youth. It has its own wisdom, its own fire, its own purpose. Seneca said, begin at once to live. Not at 20, not at 30. Now. Even now. Especially now. Cicero wrote that old age is honorable when it defends itself, maintains its rights, and does not surrender to idleness. That means age is not weakness. Age, when awake, becomes authority. The lamp that burned all night deserves to see its own dawn. So if you are past 60, do not mourn youth like a beggar standing outside a locked gate. Youth had speed, but this age has sight. Your first life was for survival. Your second life can be for truth. You have served enough, carried enough, swallowed enough. Now live with intention. Dress well, walk proudly. Learn something new, protect your peace. Spend time with those who see your worth. And never again reduce yourself to a machine that exists only for others. Because sometimes, the most dangerous thing in this world is not a young man with ambition. It is an older soul that has finally stopped asking permission to live.